Ever since playing Armored Core 6 Fires of Rubicon last year, I have been dying for another mech game, ideally a co-op mech game. So imagine my surprise when I learned about Mecha Break, an upcoming mech action game featuring mech designs by an artist from Armored Core 6 no less. This was poised to be exactly what I wanted. There's just one tiny little thing, it's actually not a co-op game.
No, God!
Even though some articles claim the game will feature co-op missions, Mecha Break is purely a PvP title.
No, God, please, no, no!
But don't freak out yet, I've played it and I can confidently say it has some serious potential.
My mind is going a mile an hour.
So just like our recent preview on Concord, I'm gonna give you my impressions after the first few hours I spent with the recent open beta.
Triceratops is on me.
Yeah, get him.
Triceratops v Triceratops,
yeah,
bro.
But you have a shield.
I win!
Loser. Okay, let's go.
I'm the real Triceratops.
Oh, I got a double kill.
To start with a bit of context, Mecha Break will offer 3 different game modes at launch. The first is Battlefield, a 6v6 playlist featuring familiar objective-based game modes like Push the Payload, Capture the Points, and the like. The other 2 modes are a 3v3 arena mode and an ambitious 60-player PvEvP mode that we don't know much about other than that it could be like a battle royale. That sounds pretty sick, but sadly Battlefield was the only game mode available in the beta. I think a simple shorthand for describing Mecha Break is that it's Gundam meets Overwatch. It's not nearly as technical as something like Armored Core. You do have an energy meter, but there's no stagger bar and you're not gonna customize every little part of your mech. Instead, the different mechs you select are almost like different heroes. They're each categorized by both their weight, as in light, medium, heavy, and ultra heavy, and additionally they're broken down by class like brawlers, snipers, attackers, supports, and defenders. Back to my Gundam comparison though, the action in Mecha Break is super fast with lots of particles flying and it can be a tad chaotic, but I think they totally nailed the spectacle of a mecha anime. The time to kill is similar to something like Overwatch, with most mechs having a layer of shield you have to break through before damaging their health. You're definitely using your abilities often, but also taking advantage of the map and your mobility. Outside of matches, you can customize your pilot and the paint job of your mech. Once I saw the suit option, I obviously had to model my character after Asuka from Neon Genesis Evangelion, and same for my mech with this iconic green and purple combo. You can earn more paint colors from loot boxes post-match, as well as a battle pass, all pretty standard fare for a modern multiplayer game. And that's about everything you need to know about Mecha Break. Now let's get into my impressions of the game.
Alright, let's get it. You got a shield, let's fuck about.
Dismantle it, bro, dismantle it.
Got it. Let's go, dude. Nice, sneaky little dismantle. Me hiding behind your fucking fortress.
Alright, let's go to the next point.
Oh my god, I'm dead, dude.
So I think the obvious thing this game needs to absolutely nail are the mech designs and how they handle, and I can confidently say they've done that. Each mech looks super unique, and I can see there's a mix of inspiration from Gundam, Armored Core, and even Metal Gear Solid. There's a lot of fun details in this game, but one of my favorites is when you unlock a mech, you get this really cool intro where it highlights all the various weapons and abilities, and honestly, it never got old. As you can see, I recorded a lot of these. I just totally ate this stuff up. So the mechs look cool, great, but how does it actually play? Honestly, pretty decent. Guns have good feedback, melee is solid, and maneuvering around the battlefield is stellar. Each mech is going to feel different based on their weight class and role, so I'll give you a great example with Falcon. Falcon is a mech whose main ability is that it can transform into a fighter jet. The first time I tried this one, I was blown away by how sick it felt to fly around the battlefield raining down projectiles. After testing out Falcon, I wanted to try every other mech to see if the others felt just as unique, and for the most part they do. There's a lot of interesting toolkits here. One of my favorite mechs is a support mech called Panaka. This one is outfitted with various healing abilities, but there's a unique twist when it comes to their shield bubble skill. You see, the ring behind the mech can dish out projectiles, but it's also the same one that projects a defensive bubble shield. So when you're in your bubble, you can't target opponents directly, but you can still fire in this scattershot way. Where this really comes in handy is that you can actually give other teammates a shield and still continue to fire projectiles even from a distance. It's a really cool mechanic, allowing you to support your team while still playing offensively. And there's a bunch of really interesting abilities like this, so it's worth testing out a mech before unlocking it, or if you just want to get a handle on their toolkit. With 13 different mechs in a 6v6 match, things can get chaotic pretty quickly though, especially when you're just learning the game modes. At times, I definitely felt like there was maybe too much going on between the little robot voice in my mech, projectiles flying everywhere, and simply trying to stay alive. It did get me thinking if this game was maybe too chaotic to play as a team, so that's when I roped Andrew in for a couple matches to test that out. Andrew and I got to try out 2 objective modes after linking up. The first was a capture the point like mode where these nodes would drop onto the map and you'd have to race to dismantle them before the other team could. We found a really nice combo in that he played as the heavy attacker mech called Tricera and I played the support mech Banaka I just mentioned. His mech is super tanky, even more so after I gave him my shield, so he was an absolute unit that could totally distract the enemy long enough for me to activate the node and dismantle it. We were super focused on playing the objective, bouncing from node to node, getting some kills but mostly dismantling, and in the end our team came out on top. The second game mode was the push the payload mode, and things played out pretty similarly as Andrew parked his giant mech on the payload for pretty much the whole match while I healed him, and again we crushed the other team. It proved to me that you can definitely work as a team in this game, and even more so it's encouraged as Andrew even got MVP both times. There's still a couple things I'm unsure about, like how you can't switch mechs mid-round, but I can't deny Mecha Break is a ton of fun, especially with a coordinated team.
I never died. I had 1 kill and 8 assists.
Is this you? Oh my god, you did get
That's
MVP.
me.
Holy
No, your boy.
Yo, let's fucking
that's
go, dude.
Amazing.
That's awesome. Oh my god.
So overall, I came away pretty impressed with Mecha Break. In a sea of hero shooters and other multiplayer games, I actually think this one has a distinct identity in order to stand out. It's definitely committed to the whole mecha anime thing, and it totally delivers on that in and out of the matches. Even though there's a lot going on with the menus, I really like its emphasis on immersion. There's a handful of nice little details, like how you see your pilot enter the mech at the start of a match, then you see your mech launch from the hangar, or how when you die you'll see your pilot eject out of the mech before you respawn. Again, as a big fan of mech games and anime, these little details go a long way. It still bums me out that this doesn't have any PvE or co-op modes, as some trailers made it seem like it could be, and even a few articles online mentioned co-op missions. I confirmed it with the devs on Discord though, and it is strictly PvP for now. The tutorial missions start with something that totally feels like it could be co-op, but I imagine this is more similar to what they have planned for the PvEvP mode. Now, one of the biggest conversations around any upcoming multiplayer games these days is price point. Right now, we don't know whether this game will be free to play, $40 like Concord, or even $60 like Exoprimal. Since it does seem to have both a free and paid battle pass, I'd bet this is free to play. There's still a lot we don't know though, as the game is slated to release sometime next year. For now, it's done more than enough to pique my interest, and I'll definitely be looking forward to the next time I can suit up. That's all for today, guys. Thanks for hearing me out again on another PvP title. Don't worry, we're not shifting the focus away from co-op games, but like I said in our Concord preview, sometimes it's just fun to switch things up and talk about a competitive game we're excited for. But what do you think about Mecha Break? Did you play the beta? Sound off in the comments below. If you're new to the channel, we cover all things co-op games, so make sure you subscribe and follow us on our socials for more co-op content. Lastly, a big thank you to our Patreon producers who help us keep the channel running. We'll catch you next time on another episode of The Co-op Bros.